How many times have you walked into a place and realized you're not the only person that looks like you? Maybe you even had a friend or possibly even dated someone outside of your race. And what happens when you brought them home? Our parents probably told us that if we dated outside of our race, it wouldn't be such a good idea if they were in our race. Because if they were in our race, they would understand us more. They would understand our culture, our heritage, and our holidays. You see, as I walk around campus, I realize that we are separating ourselves more and more based on the color of our skin than our actual personalities and what's on the inside. You see, I see it during passing period and I see it during lunch, that we separate ourselves during our race, Hispanics in another, African Americans in another group, and I ask myself, why does this happen? Is it fear? Is it jealousy? Or is it just a constant barrier that we don't want to put ourselves to break through it? You see, we built these walls around each other that we don't want to build across. We don't want to break through, and we're scared to know. But we don't realize that if we break through these walls, we can make friendships, we can have relationships, and possibly even close friends. You see, in the 6th grade, I didn't have much friends. I was a really lonely kid. So I went up to this group of girls, and I asked them if I could be with them, if I could hang out. And they told me no because of the color of my skin. They said I couldn't hang out with them because I was too light for them, that I wouldn't understand their language. But little did they know that I grew up speaking the language. I grew up speaking Spanish. I knew the culture. I knew the holidays, and I knew the heritage to it. But to them, that didn't matter. They saw my skin, and they said, no, get away. And I was just a 6th grader at the time. I didn't know how to react to certain situations like that. But to them, it didn't matter because they built this wall around each other, and they didn't want to break through it. And as I see this happening, it happens everywhere. You see, if you guys ever been to Cárdenas, it's a Mexican market, and you always can smell like the fresh bread in the corner, and you're pretty much sure to see a family or relative. But to be completely honest with you, I've never been to a Trader Joe's or a Sprouts. I don't even know how it looks like. And a lot of people tell me, and I don't even know myself. In middle school, I was absent a lot in my year because I spent most of my time in the hospital. I remember this day. It was Easter, and it was a really nice holiday. Unfortunately, I was alone at the time. But this girl, she was white, and she came up to me, and she told me, you want to come with me? You want to come with me and my mom that day? I was too afraid. I didn't want to go up to her. I was scared of what would happen because I didn't want to take that step. But I took that step of courage, and I went up to her, and I was like, sure, okay, I'll go over there. And I was over there, her family was really nice. It made me feel like I wasn't alone, that I could take that step into not caring about the color of the skin, but actually by her personality and how kind she was to me. And that impacted my life a lot because it made me realize that we're all the same, yet we're separating ourselves by the littlest things. We don't realize that if we actually come together and we unite each other, that we actually can make a difference in this world. But I'm just one person. I'm just one voice. And there's a lot of us here today. There's a group right here and one all the way in the back. So why don't we come together? Let's unite. Let's create a shared vision for all of us. MLK Jr. had a dream, and in his dream, he envisioned that we will not be judged by the color of our skin, but by the content of our character. So let's make a new voice. Let's create a new vision, all of us. Thank you.